Okay, so I'm just going to finish drying off your hair with this towel, okay? How's your hair feeling from the wash? Good? Okay. Let me just see here. Look at this other side too. I have a lot of people actually fall asleep during that portion, so don't feel bad. Okay, so take a look at the hair. Alright, so everything looks good. Yeah. So my only concern is I think that your hair has a little bit of hydrophobia, and as a result, it's having trouble taking in some of the product that we put in during the wash. This isn't uncommon at all, but what I typically do when that happens, I'm just going to adjust you here a bit. What I typically do when that happens is I use a steamer and I steam the hair while I add in some product. Would you be open to that? So I'll show you what I do actually, and then you can decide. Yeah, because other than that, it's really just the ends a lot that need a little bit more in there. So let me just get your cape back on from having you under that dryer and that wash. I'm going to switch out your cape so you have a dry one. It's a little wet in the back. Okay, I'm going to take off the one you have. Okay, get this one. Have you ever had your hair steamed before? No? Okay. I'll tell you all about it, alright? Get this new cape on you. It just started raining out there. Perfect day for a little rainstorm. Alright, are you good? Cape feels good, right? Alright, perfect. So here is my steamer. This over here. This is my steamer, and what I would do is I would add some essential oils to the water in this tank, and then I would just steam the ends of the hair. While that is happening, I will be adding some products, mostly a leave-in conditioner mask, and I would just work that in with my hands. Your hair's still wet, obviously, from the wash, so we wouldn't have to really do anything there. The steam would just make it a little wetter, open the hair follicle, and allow the product to absorb. Yeah, exactly. And then I would just add your leave-in conditioner, and we would brush it through, and then we would do your trim as planned. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get this plugged in and warmed up for us. Move my table up a bit so I can reach your hair with the steamer. Plug that in. Okay, that's plugged in. What do I want to add? I think we ought to these essential oils. This is a hair essential oil I'm going to add in. Alright, do you have any concerns before we get started? Alright, I've turned on the steamer. You will hear it when it starts to heat up. Until then, I'm just going to go ahead and work some product into your hair. We're going to start with a rosemary mint refreshing detangler, okay? Okay, just going to work this in with my hands. Okay, I'm going to turn your chair just a bit to the side. There we go. Okay. This up. That's the steam starting to boil. Just give it a second. Okay. So it is steaming. I'm going to add it a little bit closer to your hair in the back. Okay, it's on your hair on this side. Okay, now while that's steaming that side, I'm going to comb and brush out the other side. How's it feel? Good? Okay, I'm just gonna focus it there. Okay, this is good. Very good. Starting to definitely steam out the hair, so I'm going to go ahead and brush this through on this side. And then we're going to go ahead and add that leave-in conditioner mask, okay? Some of this over here on this side. You can tell it's really, the hair is starting to take the product better on this side. I'll switch over to the other side just a minute. Okay. for the layers, we're going to do the long layers still, correct? Didn't change your mind or anything? Okay, good. That sounds wonderful. I'm going to just switch your product over here now. It's going to go just behind you here. Product. So a lot of times we steam while we are washing, which is probably what we'll do for you next time, but I really wasn't sure how your hair took water, so now I know. And this is the second best way to do it anyway, so your hair is still getting the benefit. A little bit longer. Just gonna put this back here. Alright, let that keep hitting your hair on that side. And just some more product over here. I'm just going to turn off the steam. Take another look at your hair here, right? Just working everything on that product, and I'm going to push my table back a tiny bit. So we're not steaming anymore. Okay, this looks really good. I'm just gonna go over here. I need to just adjust your chair a bit there, it sounds like. Okay. Okay, I'm just working this in with my hands. Okay. texture is definitely more hydrated now. I'm seeing you do have a bit of a natural curl pattern. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start sectioning the hair for the cuts. And I'm gonna do really a total of 3 sections for this one because I want to kind of treat the bangs as their own section since we're gonna taper them. Does that work for you? Okay. Just combing through. And they added a little bit too sharp of a taper when they did that. Okay, so you want to do very subtle. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'll start super subtle, and then we'll slowly taper in as you see it, and then that way we can't mess it up because you'll see every transition point. And you can tell me if it's too much, if I need to add, or too little, or I need to add some more. Okay. All right. So sectioning. Section this side. Alright, I'm going to start with those sides right now, and then I'll go ahead and start the trim. Okay, you let me know if you need a break or anything like that, alright? Alright, so this one. Alright, so I'm going to cut off about 1/2 inch from the ends. Is that alright? Alright. So I start on this side and then I'll go match it on the other side. Okay. Your last cut, did they do it dry cut or wet cut? Okay, yeah, I can tell. So I think they did the dry cut and it essentially created an issue where some of your hair was more coiled at that time, and so it appeared to be shorter, so they cut it, the pieces of hair that were a little bit less textured at that time, to match those. So when they drop now, they appear to be different lengths. So I'm just cleaning that up. It's easy, it's not hard at all, it's no worries, it's gonna look great. I mean, it already looks really good, so don't worry about that. The steam also helps to relax the texture a little bit, so that also plays into it a bit. Yeah. Just texturizing the ends a bit. Okay, that section is done. I'm gonna move the clips out. What do I want to comb out? Brush that out. Do a gentler brush. I'm gonna do a wet brush. There we go. Gonna add a little bit of water because it's starting to dry. I just want to keep it wet. Start to cut. Okay. No, it doesn't have anything in it. It's just water. Run my hands through that. Okay, back to the cut. I'm going to section the next part. This will be your second set of layers in the mid shaft of the hair, okay? Alright, I think that one looks really good. Alright, so we can start on the second set of layers. Okay, gonna get over here. This transitioned really pretty. You can see where it goes from the dark up top to the lighter with that red on the bottom. Looks really, really good. Hopefully that's what you expected too. Yeah? Okay, good. So I'm just gonna frame this down a bit. Do the same on this piece over here. We're gonna just trim and just frame down a tiny bit. So this is the second set of layers, and we want it to taper into the bangs seamlessly from the back. So that's what we're doing here. Trimming that end, then tapering. Alright. Looks good. I'm going to taper this piece in a bit more. So I think when we actually do your style, we are going to have to straighten a bit just to get everything on the same page in terms of flow, because if not, you're going to have that same effect where the texture in the back's a little tighter than the front, and it's not going to fall the same. Yeah, that's what I think too. I'm going to cut off all this section, this bit on the end here, because it's really dead. Add a little bit of oil there. I'm going to release a bit more. here, and then we will do the third set of layers. This side is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead over here, make sure this one lines up. And we'll start on the last section of the hair, if that works. Okay, let me see here. Push your chair back this way, thanks. Sorry. Alright, so I've got the second set of layers done. I'm going to just give it a little brush, make sure everything's looking good up until this point, and then we'll start on the third set. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and section out for the bangs. Yeah. Just going to put that there. Then this section. Alright, we're going to start with this section of the bangs. I'm going to just brush them in front of your face for a second. Alright, so your main concern on the bangs is that they will taper too tightly, like the angle will be too sharp, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do to avoid that is I'm gonna start the taper. I'm gonna do it really slow, and then we will increase it, okay? And then whatever you decide on this one, we'll match it for the other side. Okay, so I'm just gonna really carefully. Sorry. Okay. Just brush this out, let that hair fall back. Okay, and what? That way. Okay, just put that there. All right, look in the mirror. I know it's kind of hard to see, but just look at how it tapers there. Is that what you want? A little bit more? All right. Go back there and do that. I'm going to leave that here for just a second, okay? use this much anymore, but it's a actual taper comb, and I'm going to put this and use this as the main instead of cutting. Okay, it's gonna go really slow, so you may be able to feel it's kind of cutting the hair a little bit in pieces. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. And that's, I think, is going to be the perfect amount for you, but I'll let you decide. Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to just push this right back in front just so you can see the full amount of tapering. What do you think of that? Good? Alright, so I'm going to match this side to that. And then we should be good to go. Alright, bring this in front of your face again. Yeah, this part is not ideal, so sorry your hair's in your face for a minute. Okay. I think right about there. Alright, so I'm going to taper from the other opposite direction. Okay. Alright, needs a little bit more. I thought somebody was pulling into the parking lot. I was like, I do not have any more appointments today, but it looks like they were turning around, so. Okay, let's finish this. I'm gonna go up in the opposite direction. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, I'm gonna pull the other section forward so I can just make sure that they are matching perfectly. Alright, so it's just gonna all be in your face for just a second, okay? Just gonna trim a little bit more on these areas. Sorry, that's like right there. Okay. Sorry, this is the hardest part, just making sure everything is lining up perfectly. quickly. Believe it or not, I think the fringe is good. I just need to trim the base. One second. This brushes forward, it doesn't. Okay. Perfect. Okay, take a look. Yeah? Alright, that is perfect. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this product to your scalp really quick before we start the style. Okay, brush this in. That's just to keep everything really nice and moisturized and oiled in the scalp, so no dandruff. Alright. So, just check the back. Love it. So I think we're ready to go ahead and start on your hairstyle. This is going to be really fun. So let me go ahead and grab my tools. Do you want to take a little break? Grab a drink? Okay, there's a snack and drink bar right in the back. So why don't you go ahead and do that while I'm getting all of my tools together for your hairstyle. Okay, perfect. I'll see you in just a minute.